How can you say that you're not responsible? What does it have to do with me? What is my reaction? What should it be? Confronted by this latest atrocity, driven to tears, 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 driven to tears. All right, what's up, everybody? Kyle Barboza here, bassist, vocalist, and music educator. And today we're talking about playing and singing at the same time. And I've been a vocalist for a long time, and bass player in quite a few bands, and find myself singing backups and leads really often. And over the years, I feel like I've come up with, is that bass on? Okay, it's there. I feel like I've come up with a method that, it's not that it's like foolproof. I'm not going to sit here and be like, okay, I'm going to get you, playing and singing Rush and Esperanza Spalding by next week. No, it's not like that. But I've come up with a method that can get you incrementally better for as far as you want to go. And that's pretty simple. And I want to show you today. So, okay, here we go. So first of all, there are a lot of videos out there talking about playing and singing on the bass. And most of them are really good. And I want to outline a few things that many of them said that I think are really valuable. Okay, first of all, you got to learn the bass line by itself really cold. Okay, really, really cold to where you're not really thinking about it and playing it. All right. Second thing is you got to learn the vocal line by itself really, really cold to where you're not really thinking about it. Okay, so those two things. And then the third thing is you got to do what I call PSAP. You got to play this painfully slow and precise. You got to practice way slower than you think you might even have to really tighten up the voice and the bass together. All right, so that's really important. And those three things are part of the practice here. I'm going to assume that you're going to do those three things along with what I'm going to show you. But what I'm going to show you is something that I haven't seen other people do and that I think might really, really help you. And it's that when you play and sing the bass, okay, first of all, you're not doing two things at once. I want you to think of it as one thing. All right, kind of like when you shoot a basketball, you're not standing there thinking, well, when I shoot, I lift the ball, move my elbows in, bend my legs. It's one fluid motion, right? That's where we want to get. And you can get there if you break this down into 5 different moves. Playing and singing at the same time is made up of 5 moves. 3 of them are basic, and the last 2 are a little more advanced, all right? And here are the 5 moves. Move number 1, playing a bass note by itself, okay? Move number 2, singing a pitch by itself. Da. Move number 3, playing a bass note, singing a pitch at the same exact time. Da. Okay? Now those are the 3 basic ones, all right? A lot of bass lines are pretty much just made out of those 3 things. But here are the last 2 advanced ones. Number 4 is playing a bass note and then bouncing off of it with a vocal pitch, all right? Either in 8th notes or 16th notes. All right, let me show you. So here it is in 8th notes. 1 and 2 and da, 4 and da. Okay, here it is in 16th notes. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, da, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, da. Okay, hear how that vocal note bounced off the bass? Like when I articulated that bass note, it bounced off as if the bass were one drum and my voice is another. Nice and tight and precise, okay? The fifth move is just the reverse of that. It's when you sing a vocal pitch and then play a note that bounces off of it. All right? Try that in eighth notes. 1 and 2 and da. 3 and 4 and da. 1 da. 3 da. Okay? Or in 16th notes. 1 E and a 2 E and da. 3 E and a 4 E and da. 1 E and a 2 da. 3 E and a 4 da. Okay? Bounce right off each other. All right? That's 4 and 5. And every bass line you play is made up of those five moves in some combination, right? Now, I don't want you to go and just like, okay, so now I just need to figure out the combination of the moves. And you're not going to think about it all the time. But when you get to spots that are really difficult for you, it's being aware of those 5 moves and how they're combining. That's going to, when you slow it down, painfully slow and precise, it's going to make you put the muscle memory together, okay? So I'm gonna work on a beginner example, and then we'll do an advanced example, just real quick, to show you how I would practice this if I were working on it, and hopefully you can take this to your practice, okay? So first of all, when you learn your vocal line by itself and your bass line by itself, make sure to practice it to a metronome and make sure to have it nice and crisp in the rhythmic subdivision. So what I mean is, the first example we're going to do is What's My Age Again by Blink-182. Okay? So if I were practicing that vocal line by itself, you might sing it like when you're singing it live, it'll probably sound like this. I took her out, it was a Friday night, I walk alone. You know what I mean? It's like, it's precise, but it's like nice and legato and sounds lyrical. When you practice it, though, you might want to tighten it up and shorten the notes up to make sure it's nice and precise. I took her out. It was a Friday night. Okay? It makes you aware of the eighth note subdivisions that are in there. I know it sounds ridiculous, but this is part of the practice, right? Same thing with the bass line. You want the bass line to be nice and precise. I think I sung it in the record key, but I'm going to play it in G. I took her out. It was a Friday night. I wore cologne. So let's say that even that first line is tough for you. Let's say you're just starting at that. And even getting that into that first line. I took her out. Okay, here it is a little slower. I took her. I took her. Hear how it's bass note by itself and then 3 of that third move of the bass and the vocals together. Check it out. I took her out. When you're practicing this, and I do this all the time, you might have to go note by note, okay? I took her out. Okay, all right, made it that far. The next little chunk is the same thing. It was a Friday night. Okay, you might have trouble with that. Friday night. It was a Friday night. All right, so that's just using those first 3 moves, the bass by itself, the vocals by itself, or the bass and the vocals together. But I'm really thinking about where the notes are matching up and where they're separate, right? So if you practice it that way, again, PSAP, painfully slow and precise, and you think about those things, you'll get through those moments that, if you didn't do it this way, you might flub through it. You know, you might kind of flarf it on the gig. Instead, you want to get it nice and crisp, all right? And that's how you do it. Okay, so I hope that helped. If you have questions about that, you want me to expand a little more on a song, let me know in the comments, okay? I'm happy to do that. But let's do an advanced example. And I did Driven to Tears in the intro. I'm going to find you a spot that I'm pretty sure when I learned this for a gig a while back, it gave me trouble. Okay, so let me quickly How can you say that you're not responsible? What does it... That spot right there. Okay, so that line right there, that second line. 1, 2, 3, 4. What does it have to do? That line, that what does it? I think that gave me a lot of trouble when I learned this, okay? What does it? Because the vocal line is syncopated and the bass line is syncopated. So this is the way I practiced it, okay? I figured that the first move is a bounce. Check it out. I'm going to hit the bass, that bass note, and then the what is going to bounce off it. What? Okay, then I thought about it. I'm like, do they hit together? I think the next one they hit together. Watch. What? Okay, so it's bounce and then together. What? And then there's a bass note by itself. What does it? Okay, so you can see this is a series of bounces here. Watch. What does it have? Ooh, another bounce. What does it have? What does it have? What? Okay, so if I got it that slow, I could slow it down even more. I probably had to at the time. What does it have? Then you can slowly get it faster, and then you're going to get it really tight. If you just speed it up in increments. What does it have? What does it have? What does it have? Okay, then you start to really get it tight, okay? So that would have been a spot that got me in that tune, all right? If you get super stuck, here's something that I've also done in the past. If you're able to, sorry, I'm hitting my mic over here. If you're able to write your rhythms out, oh man, if you read music like actual notation, this can really, really bail you out a lot of times. Okay, so if you're able to write the rhythm out, you can visually see those 5 moves happening in the music. All right, so I've written the vocal melody on top here and the bass line on the bottom. Actually watching this back, and I got the rhythm slightly wrong for the bass line, so it is what it is. Here's the correct bass rhythm with the vocal rhythm, but you can see how they lay on top of each other. It's pretty cool, and it can really, really be helpful to see that. So I don't know, man. This really helped me. I hope it really helps you. Let me know in the comments, what you think about this. All right? Yeah, let's get a conversation going. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one.